Good day, folks. Hope everyone's doing fine out there in Styrene Land. Alright, just a couple updates. Update number 1 on me back. It's been a little better. The pain is not as intense, which is awesome. But I'm still on this regimen of kind of sitting in a chair for a couple hours and then having to go lay back down, and then, you know, getting up and, you know, sitting back down in a chair and kind of doing that thing, not really getting too much sleep because of that. And another thing, you know, not to get too technical or too much into it, one of the other things is I noticed my feet are like blowing up like a balloon, probably from not walking around. So now that's like the third thing into the mix. You know, so I called the doctor and kind of said, hey, what's going on? And they basically said you need to, you know, do some walking. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of tough, but, you know, they said just, you know, get up and do some walking. And I kind of told them, you know, what I've been doing is, you know, I sit for a couple hours and it starts hurting, so then I go lay down. And one of the things they suggested, maybe elevate your feet, legs and stuff. So they gave me a few suggestions, but the key is I need to get up and do some walking. So, you know, luckily the weather's been really just perfect, which actually kind of hurts too, because here where I live in the summer it gets really hot and humid and sticky. Obviously the winters are really cold, but right now the weather's like picture perfect. Partly sunny, or mostly sunny I should say. Nice cool breeze, low humidity, just beautiful weather to be sitting outside. So I've been kind of doing that, and so starting tomorrow I'm gonna have to do some walking. You know, make sure obviously someone has to be with me to assist a little bit, but so that's where that is. Okay, so update number 2. When I do get bench time, I've been working on Desc slash Italeri Russian light tank BT-5. This kit was my first foray into like full-on photo etch. So I think it, you know, came out pretty good, which I'm going to show you here in a bit. Got it built, got the first kind of layers of like weathering on it, and then dull coated it. Of course the decals are on there. Dull coated it. So the next step is going to be to add a couple more layers of weathering and some mud. One thing I have to say about this kit, it's you know, not only being my first foray into doing photo etch, it's my first kit actually having to do tank tracks. Up until this point, all the kits I built were the like Tamiya, and you got like the rubber band tracks. This was the first kit where you actually had to put together the tracks, and I messed it up big time, I'm not gonna lie. So fortunately it was only the tracks, and you know, since it is a Russian tank, there's gonna be a lot of mud within there, so hopefully I'll be able to cover it up. That's what's nice about military vehicles compared to doing a nice shiny showroom civilian vehicle, you know, where you can actually see the mistakes and stuff when you try doing a really nice you know, shiny thingy. So that's where it is with that. It's like I said, the first foray in a photo etch. It's fun. I suggest anyone of the builders out there, once you get comfortable with, you know, building out of the box, to have a look at doing some like photo etch stuff. It adds a lot. I know a lot of builders, especially the car builders, you know, after you're building out of the box and then you start buying the aftermarket parts, you know, the harnesses, the wiring, stuff like that, and it's kind of the same thing. It just, you know, makes a huge difference. You know, little details. You know, if you look at the kit, you won't really notice a lot of stuff, a lot of the photo etch stuff, because it is just tiny details. But if you were to build the kit box stock and then you build the kit, you know, with the photo etch, and you put it side by side, and you can pick out the different things. So it's something I suggest. You don't really need any special tools. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a video. I've been kind of shooting bits and pieces and pictures and stuff of a photo etch, my photo etch setup, and some of the tools that after a lot of research and stuff that I found suggestions of like what tools to buy and adhesives and stuff like that. So I'm working on that video. But at least I'm getting a little bit of bench time. So right now where the kit's at, which we're going to take a look at, is the kit's been built, lightly weathered, or I should say the first layer weathering. The decals are on there, and then I put the dull coat on it. So the next step will be to add the other layers of weathering, and then I'm going to mud on the tracks and stuff like that, and then call it a day. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at the state, the Zvezda / Italeri Russian light tank BT5. Alright, so here we are. This is where we're at on the BT5 Soviet light tank. Like I said, I have the first layer of like the weathering and such, and then some dull coat. So here we have some of the photo etch parts. Now again, this is my first attempt at photo etch, and these don't exactly line up, but that's fine. Guess I just got the first layer on there. So we'll just take a look here. Did some little bit of light rust and such. Now, like I said, the tracks were a pain in the rear. So they don't look the greatest, but that's fine. Once we pack mud and stuff up in there, and you know, we'll find clever ways of hiding the mistakes and such. So these are all individual pieces per se, and it was my first attempt at it. And then, as you can see here, these photo etch belts, I'm going to do some comparisons in the next video and kind of show the difference and everything, so you can see how much better it is. Now, one thing about the gun barrel, yes, I know it's probably not accurate. That's my first attempt at scratch building. What I was going to do was use the stock part that came with the kit, right? And I was just going to replace the tip of it. But what happened is somehow I kept cutting too much of the barrel, and next thing I know, nothing was left. So what I did is, which I'll show you, I bought a pack of these miscellaneous brass tubing and parts and such. So I was like, alright, well, it may not be 100% accurate, but I'm just gonna scratch build the whole thing. This was actually supposed to be open, but there was another mistake that I made, so I just decided to do it closed. You know, that's a cool thing about model building is, you know, you make mistakes and then you just work with it. This piece here is also not the kit piece. That's also another piece of brass tubing. Probably didn't really need to replace that. The kit part was probably just fine, but was doing some practicing, so just different scratch building. So this piece here is also a piece of photo etch that doesn't come with the kit. Let's see what else. The tracks obviously came with the kit. Kind of wish they were the rubber band like the Tamayas, but that's fine, you know. Next time I come across tracks like this, I'll know what to do. Learn from what I did wrong. What I did was I made the whole track, you know, laid it out flat, and I figured, alright, I'll just loop it around. Well, it didn't work out like that, so did a little bit of dry brushing on the rivets. Let's see what else. There's a lot of parts in there you can't see really too much, but there's a lot of photo etch stuff in there. And it really does make a difference. If you look at the kit part compared to the photo etch stuff, you know, especially with the, you know, parts in there, that's all photo etched, that's photo etched. So it does make a big difference. Alright, so this is where it's at. And like I said, the next step is going to be to do some more weathering, some adding some mud effects, and then probably another layer of dull coat to seal it all in. One thing I do want to point out is when you do photo etch stuff like this, because there's no interior detail, you can kind of see right through it and there's nothing in there. So the next step would be, you know, when you're scratch building and stuff, is to actually scratch build, you know, a representation of the motor. So when you would look inside there, you would see, you know, kind of a, you know, representation of a motor. But, you know, baby steps, eh? So, alright folks, let's go back up to the other workshop and we'll wrap up this video. Alright, so that was the BT5 Soviet light tank. One of the other, another quick update is on the US Navy monster truck I'm working on for my boy. The body's been painted. I tried doing some body filling on it. I tried shaving the door handles and stuff, and that didn't really turn out too well. But that's alright. So that's another thing I'm working on, which I'll be doing an update video on that. And once that's complete, well, probably before that's complete, once I got the tank all wrapped up, I still have the B-29 Super Fortress. That's kind of on hold. Also on hold still is the Wig Workshop YouTube community dedication build for Jan over at the Northview Model Shop. The Steve Kinzer sprint car. Still, like I said, I want to give that 100%, and I'm really not feeling the greatest. Plus, there's a couple things I need to purchase that I can't afford right now, but that'll be happening soon. But after the BT5 is completed, and a few more things are done on the monster truck. Just want to give you a preview of the next kit for the Wig Workshop. I'm going to do this 66 Chevelle station wagon. So this is going to be the next kit I'll be kind of starting on after the couple other things are buttoned up. I'm going to be posting a video. I have a bunch of these, I guess you call them low profile tires. I have about 4 or 5 sets, and what I want to do is see if anyone would be willing to trade these low profile tires for your standard, you know, the, I don't know what you call them, high profile tires, I guess, eh? Kind of work out a trade. I don't like the low profile look. I like, you know, the rubber walls, I guess you would call it. So I'm going to be posting a video. Got a bunch of these tires I'd like to trade. So that's coming up. I haven't decided totally on the color yet on this station wagon. I have a couple ideas that I want to do. You know, next to the pickup truck, station wagons are kind of my next favorite civilian vehicle. So I have a couple other station wagons that will be coming up. Pickup trucks, station wagons, motorcycles for civilian stuff. So, alright folks, well, guess that's enough of rambling, and like I said, I just want to give everyone an update on what's going on with my back, my current builds, and you know, where I'm at with my Soviet light tank, the BT5. So, alright folks, well, until next time, remember, be kind to one another, keep that glue on the styrene.